Okay, so for those who were for a very short time on on Instagram, I'm sorry, but I just recently switched over to a Mac. Okay, so I got a new AirBook. I've always had a Microsoft PC before that, and I've really noticed that Mac does not like Google. Apple's having massive issues. So there are a few things I couldn't do, and today I learned I could not go live on YouTube from. I could not go live on YouTube from my Mac without Chrome, which I've tried to install before, but I can't install Chrome for some reason. I'm having all kinds of issues. The bottom line is, I thought since more people have been following me for longer on YouTube, and I apparently have to make a choice, we're going to go ahead and do this on YouTube. Okay, so let me see why I am not seeing this on my phone. See you guys' comments. Alright, how do I see the comments? Anyway, so what I really wanted to do today was I wanted to talk a lot about the explosive muscle program, and it's basically just what it is all about, and whatever what I've been doing with the explosive muscle program now, and the origin of it, because this is completely different from anything that I've been putting out for a while. If you guys have been following me, you might know that I've actually started talking about the explosive muscle program a few times, and I actually launched it, and then I actually brought it back because I didn't think it was ready. And the reason is, this is like the absolute most advanced program that there is that I've ever come up with. Okay, what it basically does is it takes everything that I've done up to this point and it brings it all together. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, when I was 39, okay, I was like really overweight, wanted to have abs by my 40th birthday, and all I did was like the perfect diet, okay, and I did a lot of plyometrics, like burpees, explosive push-ups, stuff like this. I did no weight training, I did no strength training, I didn't even do body weight calisthenics, okay. And under 4 months, I lost weight over 30 pounds, almost 40 pounds, got shredded for my birthday. Now the problem with that was I was in really good shape. Okay, I looked good. I was really healthy. I was very fit, but I also wasn't as big or as strong as I wanted to be. Because one of the problems that you're going to notice when you lose weight is you're covered with fat. Okay, and I actually did a video of this on my YouTube channel where I put a jacket on, measured my arm, took the jacket off, and measured my arm again, and I'm like, I just lost like an inch and a half off my arm, but I never really had that inch and a half. I was just wearing a jacket. When you lose fat, you are going to lose fat from your chest, your back, your arm, your legs. You're going to lose fat all over your body. So it's nice that your waist is getting smaller, but your arms and your shoulders and your chest are going to get smaller too. You're not losing muscle, but you feel like you are, because you are taking up less space in the room. You're getting smaller. So I got shredded, but I was like, really not where I wanted to be. So what I decided to do was start adding in some basic calisthenics exercises, push-ups, pull-ups. I moved on to doing the dips and the push-ups on rings, which make things a lot harder, etc. And to do that, I had to reduce the amount of the plyometrics I was doing. Okay, I got in really good shape. I was lean and fit, and I was also more muscular. But at that point, I was also still, because muscle is addictive, strength is addictive, I wasn't as big as I wanted to be, as strong as I wanted to be. There's a guy, when I got into bodyweight calisthenics, after I lost all that fat, there was Hannibal for King. I don't know if anybody remembers him. He was the OG of the street workout or the bar workout, where he would just do bodyweight exercises in incredible shape. And when I started to get into weighted calisthenics, it was because of a guy from from the Czech Republic, called Adam Raw, who would do pull-ups and dips with insane amounts of weight, insane, incredible amounts of weight. So that was my goal then. And to do that, I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna go ahead and concentrate for a year or so. It ended up being almost 2 years, just on getting stronger. I would like walk for my calisthenics, for my cardio. I wouldn't really do a whole lot of cardio. I basically just wanted to stay lean, but just get as big and as strong as possible. And I did. But the thing is with me, when I go over, let's say 200 pounds, I start to snore real bad. Like I will wake up in the morning, my girlfriend will be bedroom door closed, sleeping on the sofa in the living room. I snore so bad. And as a matter of fact, not only that, but I actually got sleep apnea. So I did get big and strong, but I got like a little bit too big and a little bit too strong. Okay. Which is great. If you want to do that, if you have a point in your life where you're like skinny, you want to get bigger, that's great. But like for me, I ended up realizing I wanted my cardio back. I wanted my explosiveness, my agility back. I want to get really lean again. So what I ended up doing was once again, scaling down the amount of weighted calisthenics I was doing and replacing it with a certain amount of explosive cardio. And that was like basically the basis of the explosive muscle workout. Because the thing is, you have so much work you can do. You have so much work you can do in the gym while staying with it, while concentrating. You also have so much work you can do that you can recover from. Okay, so I couldn't do like my entire explosive cardio workout and my entire weighted calisthenics workout and expect, first of all, to actually get through that with a positive mindset, and second, I could not expect to get through that and recover. I just break myself down. So what I ended up doing was having to find out the balance between the cardio and the strength training. And the thing too is the cardio that I was doing at the time and that I still do is in itself strength training. If you do, let's just say 10 sets of burpees, 10 reps per set, yes, that's a cardio exercise, but you've already, but you've done like every burpee is a jumping squat, every burpee is a push-up. So 10 sets of 10 is 100 jumping squats and 100 burpees. So it's not just a matter of training your body with strength and then doing cardio. The cardio itself is a hell of a strength workout, okay? So that's like, so that's basically something that's like, coming up that you have to really consider, because it's not just a matter of, like I said, what you do in the gym, it's what you can actually recover from. So what I've been doing is basically looking at the amount of training that I can do and that I can also recover from. And that is, like the explosive muscle workout. I think it's really great also, very, very like timely, because there was a time when we had just like, we just had like guys who were in shape, who were actors, who were in action movies. You want to do an action movie, you get Van Damme. You want to do like, some kind of another movie, you get, whatever, somebody else who's like a real actor. And what happens these days is there is no such thing as an action star. If Brad Pitt has to play a Spartan warrior in Troy, he needs to get in shape. If he wants to play, some, street fighter in Fight Club, he has to get in shape. It's like, I know you're an actor, I know you're not like a bodybuilder, but you have to look like a bodybuilder. And what a lot of people in the beginning would do is like a bodybuilding program. You have to look like a boxer, so let's do some lateral raises and let's do some steady state cardio, and and the bodybuilding community would make you look like a bodybuilder, like a boxer. But these days, people are actually training like boxers. If you want to play southpaw, you want to play the dude in Creed, you actually train to be a boxer, you eat like a boxer, and you end up looking like a boxer, okay? So that's actually what this program is a lot like. It's not just like, doing whatever kind of isolation exercise to build up your muscles and then walking on the treadmill to go ahead and burn some fat and do some cardio. What we're talking about is like actually training like an athlete, training like an athlete, and which would make you look like an athlete. So the calisthenics workout, or the explosive cardio workout I actually did when I lost all that weight when I was 39, was based upon something that I was doing when I used to train in MMA. Okay, when I was training in MMA, I was looking for a workout, and at that time, the paradigm for MMA training or fight training was bodybuilding. Oh, that guy's a bodybuilder. He's got big, strong muscles, so you want to train like him. These days, if you want to train to be a fighter, you have a strength and conditioning coach that is specialized in training fighters. Okay, so like I said, back then I was just starting to talk about it, and I remember reading in was it Muscular Development magazine, which at that time was a natural publication. They had a lot of stuff in there about how to train for athletes, how to train boxers, how to train wrestlers, how to train volleyball players, rugby players. I read it all. And that's when I started to get into the whole concept of explosive cardio for a short amount of time with a short break. So you're not only burning calories, you're not only building muscle because you're doing push-ups and jumping up and down and stuff, but you're also teaching your body to go from 0 to 100 as fast as possible. Just maximum output, like a sprinter. And then in a short amount of time to recover and then to come back. Now, my idea, when I was training in MMA was I want to be able to fight a guy and we're throwing punches, we're throwing kicks, we're grappling, and we're looking for position or whatever. It gets really crazy, it gets really intense. And then there's always a little lull. I mean, you could watch boxing, kickboxing, whatever. There's a bunch of punches, a bunch of kicks, and then they circle around and there's a little break. Well, if one guy can go 100% in that flurry of grappling, that flurry of boxing, punching, kicking, whatever, and then when they have that little lull in between where they kind of circle, if he can recover in that time, he is going to be able to smash the other guy, whether or not he has more skill, just because, they both go 100%, and then after that, they take a break, and this guy's at 100%, this guy's at 80%. So they go, this guy's going 100%, this guy's going 80% now. Then there's a little break, this guy's still going 100%, and this guy's at 60% now. So basically, just by having this kind of endurance, I got much better results as a fighter, than I really should have, because nobody else trained their endurance like that, and you see a lot of that, it was Chad Mendez maybe against Conor McGregor or whatever. It was, it's just you see some fights where a guy, as the fight goes on and the flurries continue, at one point, the guy's just tired and he just can't, bounce back after an exchange, or maybe he leaves his hands down and he gets knocked out. That happens all the time. So like I said, that's actually what I really based the Explosive Muscle program upon. And like I said, that's basically, because when people really look at somebody I want to be like that guy, very few people actually say I want to be like a bodybuilder, but most people are I want to look like GSP, I look like George St. Pierre, Kamaru Usman, he's got a hell of a body, people look at Sylvester Stallone back in the day. Sylvester Stallone, he was playing Rocky, used to do a lot of calisthenics, a lot of jump rope intervals. He did weight training as well, but he basically trained as a boxer, and that's why he looked like a boxer. It's one of the most iconic physiques ever. Okay, so like I said, basically that's really where the origin of the Explosive Muscle program was. Now, in terms of the results, like I said, it's I don't just want to be some pretty boy, whatever. I don't want to be somebody who's just looks good or whatever, because right now I'm 47. Okay, I realize that I am mortal. Okay, so I want to, even if I don't necessarily live longer, I want to live better. Okay, so getting back to Stallone, the guy's in his 70s, and he has an incredible body. Okay, Sylvester Stallone is in his 70s. He does not need somebody to help him buy his groceries, stand up from a sofa or anything like this, because his whole life he's been training so athletically, and he is so strong now, so that yes, when his body does degrade, if you're barely getting by, if you're in your 30s and your 40s, you can barely move, you can barely stand up straight, you barely have any energy, and you degrade, it's you're going to be bedridden. Whereas if you were up at the top, like Stallone, one of the most fit people in the world, when he degrades, okay, he's 70, now he's maybe the strength of a really in shape 50-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's in his 70s. So, like I said, by basing your training upon performance, okay, strength, endurance, explosiveness, agility, flexibility, etc., by basing your training on that, you are going to get, as a side effect, you're going to get the appearance, but it's going to come from a place where you grow, older without growing old. Okay, quality of life stays up even as you get older, first of all. Second, what's really important about this is, like I said, I'm going to be able to, Smith Iron 74, thank you, brother, I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. But anyway, like I said, seriously, when you do this, you're going to be able to do whatever it takes. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but like I recently moved, okay? And, we moved into a house that we're renting now, and, there were no like, washers and dryers. And we, called up the guy, and he's like, oh, okay, go over this place. It was another one of his properties, and pick up, the washer and dryer. So when we were moving in, we took the moving truck, brought it out there, and, the person who was, at that house, she had her sons help me carry like the washing machine stuff out. And like there was a point where I realized that, like, first of all, carrying the washing machine out, like the guy who was helping was having like an issue with it, and he was like in his 20s. Okay, and second, when we got to the truck, I hadn't opened up the back, so I'm like holding on with like my left arm, I'm holding on to like, the washing machine, and I'm like opening up the truck with my other arm. And like I don't even do any direct biceps work, but it was like crazy. It was just like this guy's like literally less than half my age, and I'm literally doing no strength training whatsoever for my biceps. I'm literally standing here holding a washing machine with one hand. Play a lot of basketball. Would you recommend oh god, can't see the comment. Where are the comments at? Anyway, yeah. So like I said, so that is what I particularly am looking for, is, like I said, just to have a combination of play a lot of basketball. Would you recommend a protein day and then normal PCF meals the next day for performance and losing? Okay, I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, like I said, what I realize right now is, like I said, like, I'm 47 years old. I'm in great shape. I feel great. I'm a lot stronger than most people. Like I said, just in general, and like I said, there's nothing at this point in my life. If a guy beats me up and I can't defend myself, it's not going to be like, oh, I can't, I wasn't strong enough, or I wasn't big enough. If a woman doesn't find me attractive, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm not big enough, or I'm not strong enough. Basically, I've got this whole ass section of my life handled. I feel great. I'm healthy, and like I said, that's just like I said, it's just like part of my life right now. Okay, so it's like it's yeah. Okay, so I got a question here. For losing fat, the guy plays basketball. Should he on certain days do like normal protein, carbs, fat, normal macros, and then should he do on other days do like a protein day? What I prefer to do, if I ever add in carbs, and you do add in carbs on the Explosive Muscle program, okay, the diet that I use for the Explosive Muscle program, I like to have, if you're adding in carbs, I like to have carbs equal, okay? So I have done cyclic keto, okay, which is like the steak and eggs diet. Vince Gironda's diet was probably the first time that I actually did this. And what it basically means is you're keto all week, and either every 3 days you have like a little bowl of rice or something, or on the weekend you have like a full day of refeeding. Most people do the full day of refeeding. Now, my problem with that is, why would you flush your body with carbs this one day of the week when the rest of the week you don't have any carbs? Because basically what happens is you're doing great with no fat, or sorry, with no carbs, and then one day you just slam a whole bunch of carbs, so you have like too much. And then, the next day you probably feel kind of rubbish. And then after that, the next couple of days you might feel okay. And then you feel bad again towards the end of the week. So like you have like too many carbs. For instance, I used to take Sundays off for my workouts. Saturday would be my refeed day. I'd wake up, do my workout, do my carbs right after the workout. The reason is because Sunday I feel rubbish. I feel terrible on Sunday. And second, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my workouts, would they be a little bit different? Honestly, I never really missed the carbs, but let's say that you got more energy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because of the carbs, but then by Wednesday, they're kind of pretty much gone. So Thursday and Friday and Saturday, your workouts would suck again. So if you do add in carbs, what I definitely recommend you do is you add them in as necessary, okay? So with the Explosive Muscle program, you take in dextrose powder, okay, which is like it's a powder, you mix it with water, which becomes like a liquid version of carbs. And it goes right into your muscles. You take it before your workout, so you have power for these explosive intervals where you're doing burpees, jump rope intervals, stuff like that. Then you take some right after the workout, which refills your muscle glycogen. And it also, because it causes an insulin spike, the whey protein, the creatine, the glutamine you take after the workout because the insulin spike from the dextrose, that gets shoveled into your muscles better, okay? Because that's what insulin does, it stores things. Now, it's good after a workout to store the whey protein and the carb, the creatine and stuff. I like dextrose. I learned that from you. Thanks. Yeah, dextrose is the best. Dextrose works really well because it goes to your muscles, okay, and it's liquid form. So if you eat a potato, first of all, eating a potato, you have to digest and it goes into your body at some point down in the future, whereas liquid goes right into your body. And second, dextrose goes right into your muscles, okay? It doesn't fill your liver glycogen so much as your muscle glycogen, which is obviously where you want it. So that's a reason. Yeah, dextrose, if you are going to take carbs, like I said, dextrose powder right before and after the workout. And that way you get what you need. So let's say like today, for instance, I am not working out today. Today is a rest day. I will take my shake with my dextrose and my whey protein, my creatine, my glutamine. I will not take the second shake, okay? Because that's all that I really need today. I'm not working out, but basically my point is to take in just the amount that you need on the days that you need it at the time that you need it. Because why do I need carbs for the rest of the day? Why do I need carbs at night? And I'm going to go to sleep and sleep. So why do I need carbs? Why do I need carbs in the afternoon if I'm sitting on my desk doing something on the computer, or if I'm doing a YouTube video? Do I really need carbs then? No, I don't. I need carbs before and after the workout. So what I would recommend, okay, if like I said, if you are doing say basketball you're playing, pre and post heavy hard workouts where you do a lot of explosiveness, you do drills or you're playing a game or whatever, you're gonna be moving explosively from side to side or whatever, I would go ahead pre and post, I take in some carbs. And like I said, the rest of the day I would just take in protein, and as you need it, I was taking fat. Let's see what question where I got to do. Okay. Consider the best rep range for weighted dips and pull-ups. I am a 5 rep person. Okay. There are 2 types of muscle hypertrophy in general. Okay, there's myofibrillar hypertrophy, which means you break the muscles down with heavy exercise, like heavy weights. And then there's sarcoplasmic, which means you pump them up, okay, with fluid. Now, to get stronger, you really need to use the heavy weights, okay? And that will break the fibers down and create, growth through myofibrillar hypertrophy. Now, the thing is that goes slower than sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, but you lose it slower. It's more permanent muscle, okay? So just because you're doing, calisthenics exercises doesn't mean that you have to be doing high reps. I would still be doing, like I said, 5 to 10 reps. Now, as you master the exercises, you are at some point going to have to increase the reps, but I really wouldn't go any higher than 10 reps or so, because the idea is, let's say push-ups, okay? A lot of people are doing a tiny little push-up. I like to do push-ups, first of all, if I have my hands on the ground, if I try to raise my hand up and just press from the palm, it's harder, okay? If I keep my forearms close to my body and sit it out to the side, it's harder. If you keep your body in a perfect, straight position, it's harder. Okay, if you do it under control, it's harder. Full range of motion, it's harder. So I would rather have you do, let's say sets of 5, working up to 10 with perfect form. Then after that, you might want to go ahead and try them on rings. It's going to be incredibly hard doing them on rings. Okay, so go ahead and start doing, sets of 5, maybe work it up to 10. And then after that, just put a vest on and start doing them, or move from push-ups to dips, okay? The point is, I suggest you always stay around 5 reps, As a matter of fact, talking about this, okay, so let's say weighted dips. When I do weighted dips, I work up to 4 plates. So I put a plate around my waist, do 5 reps. I could do a hell of a lot more. I do 5 reps. When I put a second plate on, I do 5 reps. Once again, I could do a lot more. I just do 5 reps, okay? And then I put 3 plates on. I do 5 reps. And then for the last 2 sets, I have 4 plates around my waist, and I do 5 reps for them. That's really hard. That's not easy. So like I said, I really do suggest that you concentrate on using the best possible form, which you make it as hard as possible, and using a harder variation. For instance, a lot of people do pull-ups, and they're not really doing pull-ups. Like a pull-up is taking the bar underneath your titties and holding it for 2 seconds, and then extending, okay, under control until your arms are straight. That is 1 repetition. So all these people that say you can't build muscle with, just pull-ups and dips and stuff, they're not doing full range of motion, they're not in control, they're not using proper form. And then, like I said, once you get to the point where you can do like 10 reps like that, then start adding weight. And like I said, keep it around 5 reps. So anyway, I guess that's long story short, 5 reps is what I do for the heavy weighted calisthenics. If you're going to do something like, so something like when I go ahead and I start doing like my explosive push-ups, my burpees and stuff like that, I do sets of 10, okay? And like I said, that's more of like the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's like muscle pumping. Because let's say I break my body down doing squats and deadlifts, I already broke my muscles down. I don't have to do anything more to break the fibers down. But if I start doing like, squat tucks and jumping squats and burpees, now what I'm going to do is I do it really for cardio and explosiveness, but at the same time, because I am doing squats, it's like 10 reps, 30-second break, 10 reps, 30-second break. Jumping squats, squat tucks, things like that cause your muscles to burn. They pump them up with fluid. So it's not the point to look good. It's not the point to whatever, build muscle or whatever. But when you do exercises like that, what you end up is you do get the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You get the muscle pump, your legs burn. Like I said, the point is really just getting the cardio and the explosiveness, but you do get the secondary effects of muscle building because of the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So like I said, that's a difference between, let's say, this and like my weighted calisthenics workout, where all you would do is the squats and the deads and then go home. So like I said, this is a completely different workout, a completely different routine like that. Okay. Thanks, gonna try that for 8 weeks. Again, nagging 8 pounds left. Yeah, that's the bottom line. That's what happens is what happens is like the cleaner that you get, the harder it is, to lose fat. Because a lot of people, they'll go ahead and they'll be like, they have like 100 pounds to lose. And it's like, all right, well, the first, let's say 50 pounds goes like really quickly. And then after that, it goes quickly. But if you have like 10 pounds left to lose, that's like usually harder than like the first 90 pounds that you had to lose. So, so like I said, that's kind of like a crazy thing. So, another thing I wanted to talk about is, I have no problem with cutting and bulking, obviously. And I, got a course out there called Low Carb Cutting and Bulking, which is a bunch of cutting and bulking diets. And I think that is wonderful, okay, for people who want like an immediate effect. If you want to build up some muscle and that's like your goal, it's just to build muscle, to get stronger, that's great. If your goal is just to cut down real quick, that is also great, okay? But like I said, when I found out that the best way, if you have like a dad bod, or younger guys say skinny, fat, older guys say dad bod, is really just, like I said, to have like a goal, like let's say, a 12-month goal, and to just grow right into it, okay? So instead of cutting and bulking, what you're basically gonna do is just recompose your body right into there. And the way it really works is I've noticed that you lose an inch around your waist when you lose 5 pounds. It might be different if somebody's obese, but in general, everyone I've worked with, everyone I've seen, like Stallone, for instance, he gained let's say, I think it was 40 pounds for Copland. His waist went up 8 inches. Okay, he lost the 40 pounds, his waist went down 8 inches. So it's basically it's 5 pounds on the scale of fat will gain or lose 1 inch around your waist, okay? So, if you lose a pound a week, which is very doable, okay, especially if you're overweight, over the course of a year, that's 48, almost 50 pounds, okay, which is almost 10 inches around your waist, okay? Most people would probably not have to lose that much. I mean, if you have 20 pounds to lose, okay, that's not even, a half a pound a week that you have to lose, okay? So by looking at it like that, by taking it so slowly, on one hand, you do not get the immediate effect of dropping fat quickly on a cut, but you slowly lose the fat, okay, you are still getting stronger and getting more muscular and getting, in better shape at the same time, because you're not starving yourself to the point that your workouts suck. You're not starving yourself to the point where, you can't improve in the gym. So, but over the course of a year, you lost 20 pounds. That's 4 inches that you lost from your waist, okay? And at the same time, you may have built 5 to 10 pounds of muscle, so it's by looking at this in the long haul, okay, as opposed to thinking about it like, oh, I got to lose the fat real quick. Because what happens, and I've noticed this myself with cutting and bulking, a lot of times is if first of all, obviously, if you lose a lot of fat, you feel like you're skinny, so you want to bulk. But then by bulking, a lot of times guys get fat. Okay. But the thing is, there's also something for the people in the middle, like the dad bod or the skinny fat physique, where you have what I call the skinny fat paradox. You go ahead and you start to lose some fat. And like I said, you lose fat not just from your gut, but from your chest, your shoulders, your back, your arms, everywhere. Like, oh my God, I'm getting skinny. Okay, now the paradox kicks in because you stop cutting because you think you're losing muscle, which you're not, but you think you are. And then you start bulking. Okay, then you start getting bigger, but you also start getting fatter. Okay, so then you like panic again, you start cutting. So basically you eat too much, too little, too much, too little, you get fat, you get skinny, you get fat, you get skinny, but you never really, accomplish anything because like I said, who wants to be skinny and who wants to be fat? It's kind of like, it's really difficult. So by slowly improving your physique, okay, over time, you don't have to worry about the skinny fat paradox. Because what I've noticed, like for instance, another thing that's really important to understand is like when you get in shape, it's not like you have to wait, a year, and it's like you're still fat, you're still skinny fat, you still have a bad bod, whatever, for like 11 months and 3 weeks and 6 days, and like when I wake up tomorrow, things could be different, and you wake up the next day and you lost like 40 pounds and you gained 10 pounds of muscle. It's not like that, Let me just go ahead and say, for instance, when I was actually living in Germany when I did that first transformation when I was 39. And I just really concentrated on getting lean, getting shredded. And when I left, the guy who owned the gym that I was training at in Germany, when I left, he was like looking, I was like, oh my God, look at you. He was like, pull your shirt on. I was like, oh man, you got a six pack. I didn't. I had like slightly visible abs, but I didn't have like a real six pack. But I had like, lines going across my stomach. And that was just like a few weeks, it was maybe like a month or 6 weeks into my transformation. And he's like, oh my God, he was a very good bodybuilder at his age. He looked like a German Frank Zane, from like the pictures he had up in his gym. Like he was in really lean, very aesthetic shape. And he was like amazed. He's like, if we had a competition this year, who could have lost the most weight? You would have won that hands down. I was just a few weeks in. Then I get to America, and I don't know, there's somebody, I came back to where like my family lives. It's like my mother, like there's somebody like the neighbor, whatever, came over and like whatever. And then he told my mother, he's like, oh, you're that guy's like really ripped. I wasn't. I was along my journey, but I was like, like literally that guy was like, oh my God, that guy's in incredible shape. And then obviously when the whole time was over, when it was like, 3.5 months in, when I was like done, so to speak, with getting lean, obviously I was at a whole new level. But the point is, you will look better and better every day. As a matter of fact, one thing that I've learned that I didn't have in the Brotherhood, which is my other membership, is anything about mindset, which is going to be a big part of the Explosive Muscle Program. One of the things that I've always used is like when you look at yourself in the mirror, you tell yourself, I am never going to be as fat as I am today. Now, this isn't a negative thing, like, oh my God, I'm fat and I hate myself. It's a negative, it's a positive thing, because it's like, no matter how good or bad you look, this is, quote, the worst you're ever gonna look, because things are only gonna get better from there. You're not cutting, you're not bulking, you're just like slowly recomposing your body. So over time, like tomorrow, next week, next month, you're gonna look a lot better than you do now. And what's gonna happen is, like with me, like I was just a few weeks in, and this gym owner who was chiseled when he was, in his 20s and 30s, looked at me and he's like, oh my God. And that was just the beginning of my transformation. Like, you will reach a point where you're actually not looking bad. You will reach a point where you start to lose a little bit of weight, and you'll look, a lot better than you've looked in a long time. And you'll look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm never going to be as fat as I am today, but you're already not fat. It's just going to go up from there. So basically what I'm trying to get at is, it's not like, a 12 months transformation doesn't mean you have to wait a year and look like rubbish. Right? 12 months transformation is like, depending upon where you start off, 4, 6, 8 weeks in, you're going to look a lot better than you did in the beginning. And then a week later, you're going to look better than you did before, which is a lot better than you looked in the beginning. And you're just going to get better and better and better and better. And it's going to be like crazy, because if you see somebody you haven't seen in a while, maybe like there are people at work that you see once a month for a meeting or something like that, they'll be like, oh my God, what the hell happened to you? Well, what happened to you is you just got a little bit better every day. And by doing this, okay, by basically being slightly underneath your maintenance calories, but not killing yourself, first of all, you're less likely to fall off the diet, okay? I mean, if you eat a damn donut because you wanted to eat a donut and your goal is not important to you, that's on you, okay? But you're not going to be at the point where like you can't see straight, you can't think straight, your dick doesn't work, you can't sleep at night, you're just like panicking all the time, your adrenaline's up, your cortisol levels up all the time because you're starving, and you cheat because your body is dying and you are a primate and you need to consume food to survive, and you cheat in your diet because you're starving. It's going to be basically just like you're going to be slightly, under your caloric level, slightly losing fat. You can still function, you can still get better in the gym, you can still do your workouts. And the other important thing is not only are you not going to be starving to the point where you have to cheat in your diet, you're also, when you finish your diet, you are going to be at the point where you're basically at your maintenance calories, okay? So as opposed to most people where they make like a small caloric, deficit, okay, and then they wait until they stop losing fat, and then they either increase cardio or decrease food, so they lose fat again, and then they continue and continue and continue. So let's say you start off eating 3,000 calories, and then you go down and down and down, and you're eating like 2,000 or 1,800 calories. How are you going to go back? Now, I do teach, my other courses, ways to go slowly increase your calories again. But the point is, if you are always in a slight deficit and never a massive deficit, you're basically at maintenance. Okay? So like you'll start off, instead of a slight deficit, you start off in a pretty steep deficit. Okay? First of all, you can handle a pretty steep deficit in calories in the beginning because you've been eating a lot of food. You've got stores in your body to burn off. I call it just like slop. You just got whatever food you've been eating, slop, or plenty of energy, plenty of body fat. So for a few days, you won't even notice that you're in a deficit, and you're not going to be doing a whole lot of exercises at the beginning because you have to build up to the volume. Okay. You can't you don't run during the explosive muscle program, but let's say you can't run like 10 miles a day from day one. Maybe you walk around the block day one, okay? And you build it up and build it up and build it up, and then over time you run 10 miles, okay? It's the same thing with the explosive muscle workout. You just do a few sets of like burpees, you do a few sets of jump rope, you do a few sets, very small amount. So as you increase your ability to do these exercises and slowly increase the volume, okay, the number of sets of the exercise you're doing for cardio, you also, start to, be in more and more of a deficit. So you have to actually increase your calories as you go on, okay? Now you're not going to get fat because, like I said, before, let's say you increase your calories by, I'm making numbers up, but let's say you increase your calories by 300, but your workout, you increase your caloric burn by 500, you're still, even though you're eating 300 calories more, you're burning 5 more, so you're actually 200 calories in the hole, okay? So basically you start off with, a very basic workout. Your body has to get used to the entire workout, especially the cardio. Nobody does cardio the way we do, okay? And you're in a pretty big caloric deficit. Then after a while, you start to get hungry, so you have to eat more, but you're also increasing the cardio you're doing. Then you start to eat more, and then you're increasing the cardio you're doing. So you're always just right on like the edge of being hungry. You're just like a little bit under your caloric maintenance, which means, like I said, after 12 months or however many months you need to get to the level of leanness you need, you are also just under your caloric maintenance, okay? So you're not starving, you're not gonna rebound, you're not gonna be like, hey, here's my chance to eat, I'm just gonna eat crap all day. You basically are just like, hey, you're okay. You're eating normal, you feel good, you function good in the gym, okay? So, like I said, by making the big cut in calories in the beginning and slowly increasing towards the end, I mean, you stay in your diet, you feel good the whole time, you improve the whole time, and you don't have to worry about rebounding because you're starving at the end, okay? So, good. Does anybody have any other questions about the program or anything? Okay. Another thing too is if you haven't been there yet, okay, go to explosivemuscleprogram.com. You do that, and I've got a video there. Okay, you have to give me your email address, obviously, so I can send you emails. But there's a video that you will get that will explain everything. Okay, we'll show before and after pictures for every phase of like my personal transformation, where I got shredded, doing explosive cardio, where I built some muscle up with a body weight, where I built more muscle up with weighted calisthenics exercises, and then, where I am now, and like some of the exercises I do, some of the things that I do, and why I do them like that. So it's a really good video, okay? Obviously at the end, I'm trying to sell you the program, but like the first like 40 or 30 minutes or whatever, the first like, 3/4 of the video is literally just explaining exactly what I do and how I do it and why I do it, okay? So definitely check out explosivemuscleprogram.com. And another thing too is, like I said, as for the program itself, this is a 12-month program, okay? Like my promise to you is, if you are an average guy, which these days means you got a dad bod, okay, you got less muscle than you want, you got more fat than you want. But if you are an average guy, skinny fat or dad bod, and you want to do this for an entire year, okay, I guarantee you will get down to 10% body fat and you will build 5 to 10 pounds of muscle. Okay. Now, obviously, if you're a bodybuilder, you're not going to put on 10 pounds of muscle. Obviously, if you're a bodybuilder, you're not going to be watching this, okay, because you already got plenty of muscle. Obviously, if you're very, very, very overweight, you're not going to get down to 10% body fat in a year, okay? I mean, you might, I don't know, but like I said, it's like, like 90% of people, okay, who are average, where like I said, they're just, fatter than they want to be. They got a gut, and they're, skinnier than they want to be. They want to be, in really good shape. You will, if you do this for an entire year, get in shape. Now, the program itself is set up for a year. First of all, you can do this for the rest of your life. I'm certainly planning on it. And second, you have access forever. So the year program, but you have lifetime access to the program, okay? Another thing too about this is I really enjoy doing one-on-one training. I do enjoy doing one-on-one coaching, but honestly, like I literally have to make a living doing this. Like it's just the way things are, So you can imagine yourself, like if I spend, time talking to people, like texting with people or talking to them on Skype, constantly, like I can't really work with this many people, or if I were to work with this many people, I'd have to jack the prices up, huge. Like before, the last time I offered coaching was like $197 a month. Like I said, I could do that. I really enjoy working with people, but this way, okay, the way that you do this is I'm going to give you all the information. I'm going to give you all the videos that show you the exercises, the videos that explain the workout routines, how to progress, how to start off, slow, and how to increase the amount and the type of the explosive cardio, etc. By doing this, you're basically going to learn everything yourself. Now, I'm going to support you because we're going to have a community. So that means you could post your before pictures in the community, your progress pictures in the community. You can ask me questions in the community. I mean, there's a section in the community for mindset. There's a section in the community for the diet. There's a community section for the workouts. There's a section for accountability. Okay, so basically, like you could actually go into the community, ask me a question, and it's like a Facebook group. I'm hosting it myself, and you can get any answers that you want. Okay. I personally have done this. I have an advertising group that I'm in that I pay for, another business group that I paid for, a mentor group that I paid for. And basically, the most important thing was I followed the instructions. I got a question. How the hell do I do this? What am I doing wrong? What don't I understand? I just put the question in there. I get an answer immediately. Okay. So like I said, that is like the most important part. It's like not just, is it an upper lower type of program? If you're talking about upper lower body split, it's upper lower abs and cardio and a day off and then repeat. Okay, so it's 3 on, 1 off, upper lower abs. But anyway, like I said, the point is you're going to have like the support plus the knowledge. And because I can do this with so many people, I can charge you guys a lot less, but still make a decent living from it. So it's like a win-win situation. Another thing too about this is you're going to have more questions in the beginning, obviously, than you are in the end. So there's no reason why you can't, like I said, why I can't work with so many people, because when somebody comes in, he's gonna have a hard time getting set up. I'm gonna, help him, and then he's gonna be kind of okay for a while. And then I get the new people, so I'm always gonna be spending more time with new people than with the old people. But once you get to a point, hey, something's wrong. Can you check out my diet? Can you look at this? Can you look at that? And I can go right into the community, find out exactly what's wrong, tell you what's up, and you'll go ahead and have the answer right away. And once a week, we're doing Q&A calls like this. You give me the questions in advance if you can't make the call. And what I'll actually do is I'll actually read the question and answer in a video, upload it to another section, okay, of like the membership portal where you can actually see the, the old question and answer videos. So I can answer a question like that. If you have a chance, you can get on and literally talk right with me. Like I said, I paid $10,000 for a YouTube video advertising course. And, that's basically what it was like. It's like, I watched the video. Can you take a look at this? I think I may have screwed something up. And they would actually go into my account and be like, okay, you screwed this up, or yeah, I do this, or they fix it. So, like I said, basically between the community and the Q&A live calls, you get all the feedback from me. Plus, you get all the information. You get, like I said, all the workout videos explaining the workout, explaining the splits, explaining the progression, explaining the diet, explaining how to alter the diet. You get all the information. Plus, I can help you out when you have a problem. And like I said, because of this, the last time that I charged, that I did, one-on-one coaching, I was charging like $197 a month. This, I think, comes out to $87 a month, which is basically like one, lesson with a personal trainer a month. Okay, who goes to a personal trainer once a month? But anyway, one personal training session a month. And it's only, like I said, you only pay for a year. Okay, and after that, like I said, you get like lifetime access from it. So the cost is going to be $997 for a year, but if you sign up before the 20th of December, it's $247. So that's $750 off, lifetime access, 75% off. If you sign up between the 20th and the 2nd of January, it's going to be $500, which is $500 off or 50% off. And then, starting in the beginning of January, it's going to be $997. I am not going to lower the price ever again. And this isn't some marketing thing. It's just, I don't think it's right for somebody to, pay $1,000 for a program. And then, a month later, I'm like, hey, it's Arbor Day. I'm going to have a sale, 50% off. And I screw over all the people. So like I said, if you buy now before the 20th, you get in for like $250 of lifetime access. After that, $500 lifetime access. After that, it's going to be $1,000. It's never going to come down. So like I said, that's, that's just, I think it's a pretty good deal. Okay. I know people are going to talk about like, oh, it's so expensive. It's not expensive. I mean, like I said, it's like, what is like, $80 some odd dollars, a month or whatever. That's not a whole lot of money. If you're serious about this is going to give you the result, Like, I mean, I know, like I said, I spent $10,000 on this, training on how to do YouTube ads. I've also spent, 400 here, 400 there, 400 here, 400 there on other courses. And I probably spent about $10,000 on all these little, nickel and dime courses that cost, several $100s, And I'm going to tell you one thing: when you make the decision that you're going to go in, on one specific program, like whatever this guy says to do, I'm going to do it. You make a completely different choices. It's like I said, it's just a completely different thing. I guess I was talking to my girlfriend when I got my business mentor, and I told her, like, I'm going to do whatever she says. Like, whatever she says, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to question anything. I'm not going to say I know better. I'm just going to do exactly what she says. And, like I said, that's basically, like I said, the attitude that you have when you, quote, take it seriously, So I understand that people who can't afford it, I still put out plenty of, free YouTube content. I got my $47 a month membership, which is also great, for people who want to, like I said, I teach the cutting and bulking in there. I still have, information in there about, cutting, bulking, weight calisthenics, how to do body weight calisthenics. That's all great. But like I said, this is really a course for somebody who has never really challenged himself. He's never really tried to do something that he really, isn't sure he can do. Something that's really, he knows it's going to be difficult, win, lose, or draw. He knows it's going to be difficult. He's never challenged himself like that. And he wants to go ahead and say, this is my year. He's already, graduated school. He's already graduated college. He's already got a job. His kids are, doing well. Maybe they're off in college or whatever. His wife's doing great. He has a great relationship. Everything's great. And he wants to do something for him. He just wants to go ahead and become a fucking animal. Okay, for once in his life, he wants to do something fucking primal. He just wants to fucking get in shape and just be a fucking animal once, okay? Once in his life. He's willing to take this time. And that is exactly what it is. This isn't something where you take a little bit of my course, a little bit of somebody else's course. You do what I tell you to. You don't do anything I don't tell you to. You stay the course, and after 12 months, you will have made more fucking progress than most people make in 12 lifetimes. I'm telling you, seriously. Because like I said, I got shredded to the point when I was do that 39 to 40-year-old transformation in like less than 4 months. People were accusing me of being on steroids, okay? And all I did was get lean. I probably didn't put on any muscle. I mean, I was doing a lot of push-ups between the burpees and the plyometrics, but like I really didn't put on any muscle probably. I just got very, very lean. And like I said, people were like, oh, you're on steroids. Like, no, I lost damn near 40 pounds, okay? I lost damn near 40 pounds. That's all I did, okay? So, like I said, and that was just after, 3.5 months. Okay. So you can imagine what it's going to be if you like combine that transformation with the transformation I made when I added weighted calisthenics, which is once again, hey, on steroids. I didn't go on TRT until I was 43. Okay. Like I said, I was 39 when I lost that 40 pounds and people were accusing me of steroids. Like, well, 3.5 years before I actually jumped on TRT. So, like I said, it's like, it's an incredible transformation you're going to be able to make. All you really have to do is just stay the course. Don't like take parts of my diet and parts of somebody else's diet. Just do exactly what I tell you to do. Okay. And like I said, you will have a completely different existence. Okay. Your whole life will be completely different. And I know you don't think this sometimes. And I know people think like, oh, it's great to be in shape or anything, but like, there's a different way that people treat you, okay, when you are really in shape. Like when you're really in shape, it's just like, the way that guys treat you, like there's just a certain amount of respect that you automatically get from people when people look at you. Women are like delighted just to be around you. Women act like, these goofy men when they're around you. They're like, you see guys like stumbling over themselves for a pretty girl. Like women do the same thing when you're in shape, and it's crazy to see. It's like really incredible to see. Because for most of the people who have dad bods right now, most of the people who never really did work hard and transform their physique, they don't know what the experience is like. They just think that women are up here and men are down here. We have to kiss their asses. They don't understand. Like they've never been the prize. They've never had women like, catch women staring at them. They've never had caught women like walking up to them and asking them stupid questions. Women actually do around fit guys act like guys do with women. It's like I said, it's crazy. It's just a completely different world. Another thing with business. I mean, if you walk into a room and you are extremely fit, people don't know anything about you. Maybe you're a moron. Maybe you don't need this loan. Maybe you don't need this deal. Maybe you'd be a terrible partner. Maybe you'd be a terrible employee. But you walk into the room and you're in shape. People know one thing. You are fucking disciplined. Because you do not look the way that you look by eating whatever you want, by working out when you feel like it. Like you look like this because you bust your ass. You eat fucking according to a very disciplined schedule. And you earned everything. So the one thing they know about you is you will definitely have the self-discipline necessary to succeed. Okay. Now, like I said, maybe you're a moron and your business idea sucks, you don't get the loan, or maybe your resume sucks, and you don't get the job. But the point is, walking into a room being like fat and disheveled or skinny or whatever, and looking scared, or just walking in just with the presence of like, hey, I'm a really in shape, healthy person. And I'm confident, I'm walking into this room and I'm owning this room, no matter what kind of a business situation it is, no matter what kind of an interpersonal situation it is, no matter what kind of a social situation it is, people are immediately going to treat you with a completely different level of respect just because of the shape you're in. And you can argue if it's fair or not, but the fact is that's just the way it is, So anyway, what else is there? Yeah, so anyway, like I said, definitely if you have not already, go to explosivemuscleprogram.com. That's where I'm sending out, like I said, emails to everybody with some more information about things about the course. Like I said, once you give me your email address, you get sent a video that's, like I said, like 40 minutes long. It explains everything about the program. If you have any questions after you watch the video, send me an email. I'll answer it, okay? And like I said, don't forget that, like, right now, before the 20th of December, 75% off, okay? The program is being uploaded now, okay? So up until the 20th, when it is completely uploaded, completely online, and I actually start the Q&As, and I actually start the community, you're gonna get it for 75% off, which means $750 off for lifetime access, just $250. Like I said, between the 20th and the beginning of January, it is going to be $500, which is 50% off. And then from the 2nd of January, it is going to be $997. The price is never going to go down because I'm not going to screw over the people who actually did pay $1,000 by discounting it later. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. This is definitely the most advanced program that I've got. This is actually the best program that I got, the best results. If you're serious, you really need to jump on this program. There's nothing wrong with doing a little cutting, doing a little bulking, doing a little bit of a workout. But if you're ready for an absolute challenge, completely transforming your entire body, completely transforming your entire life, this is the best program that I can offer you guys. And like I said, you're not just going to get the information, but you're also going to get the community where I'm going to be answering questions, like priority to answer the questions of everybody in the community, and definitely the Q&A calls every week. You can ask me questions, and like I said, it's a 12-month program, 12-month transformation, but you're gonna get lifetime access. So like I said, if you are at all interested, jump in now. ExplosiveMuscleProgram.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, send me an email, bob@rawstrengthandmuscle.com, if you have any questions, or just comment below this video or any video on my YouTube channel, and I will definitely go ahead and answer them. Aside from that, thank you, like I said, for the guys that are watching, and I will see you in the next live, or hopefully the live Q&A within the Explosive Muscle program. See you guys then.